So this is the daughter of the ruler of Dubai, and apparently she used this controversial rule on social media.
Hi, guys.
50 Cent just won't let French Montana breathe. He's always locked and loaded with a fresh jab. And the moment French's name hits the blogs, boom, 50's already clowning him like clockwork. But this time, it ain't just another internet roast. 50's latest shot sparked a way deeper convo, and it's got folks looking real close at French's so-called glow-up. It ain't just about escaping drama anymore. It's about what he's possibly walking into. French Montana reportedly got engaged to a Dubai princess worth a jaw-dropping $18 billion, and at first glance, that sounds like a dream. From Bronx to billionaires, people thought French was out here living his best Bond villain life. But don't get blinded by the gold. Word on the street is this ain't just some fairy tale. Insiders are whispering that this whole move might be less about romance and more about running. Some say French been searching for a clean escape route, and Dubai looked like the perfect luxury trapdoor, especially since the Fed's been breathing heavy on certain folks still connected to those old wild party scenes tied to Sean. Now here's the twist. While Dubai may look like a palace playground from the outside, the underbelly tells a different story. Shiny skyscrapers, flashy whips, and cash flowing like rivers. But behind closed doors, some of those same royals have been linked to super dark secrets and long-standing allegations that don't make the headlines too often. Man, this whole thing is beyond wild. The rumors floating around about Dubai, they make Hollywood look like Kittyland. We're talking whispers about powerful royals collecting good-looking dudes like trophies and flying out Western celebs for secret deals that are way too messy to even talk about in public. So now, picture this. French Montana, known for chasing the spotlight, living it up at wild parties, and always keeping close to men with deep pockets, suddenly pops up engaged to a princess sitting on $7 billion. Yeah, that math is adding up a little too neatly. Nobody's saying he can't love her, but let's be real. Most people believe this is less about romance and more about locking down security.
So I usually do my homework. I'll find somebody who knows somebody or something. They could give me some information, like who is it? Like who is he? And Frenchie, they got me the tape.
That whole survival first mindset, it's written all over this move. And that's why 50 Cent's trolling cuts way deeper than just jokes. When he says French got bought, he's not just clowning the ring. He's calling out the whole situation. It's like French might have just swapped one powerful figure for another. He ducked out of Sean's legal chaos only to find himself under the control of someone who might expect the same loyalty, but on a much bigger and scarier scale. Think about it. If even half of those dark rumors about the royals are real, French might have jumped off a burning boat just to land straight on a gas stove with the heat turned all the way up. See, here's the real kicker. Unlike the feds, who might strike deals or eventually back off royalty in Dubai, they don't play like that. They move in silence and play for keeps. That's why this so-called $7 billion escape plan French cooked up is starting to look way less like freedom and way more like another luxury cage. Sure, he might have bought himself some breathing room, but the price might be sky high. Now, let's rewind the tape a bit, because you can't make sense of French's run to Dubai without first understanding how he even landed in the bad boy circle in the first place. French Montana didn't just drop pop that and slide into the big leagues. Nah, it's deeper than that. People who were really watching back then always said something felt off about that signing. And now, with all the chaos surrounding Sean these past couple years, folks are putting the puzzle pieces together with a whole new lens. Let's not forget.
He got me the tape of his mother's house, where his mom's work at. You know what I'm saying? The other cribs, the studios, stuff like that.
That's the Cali tape.
Right.
Okay.
I had all of it.
When French was out here label shopping, he wasn't just some underground mixtape dude trying to get put on. He had real momentum. Rock Nation had eyes on him. Rick Ross and the whole MMG camp were showing heavy interest. Even Kanye's circle was throwing feelers. So how did he end up at that table? Out of all the options, why choose the one label that had a long reputation for cloudy contracts, tight control, and off-the-record expectations? Allegedly, this whole deal had nothing to do with music, and that's the part that's got people really talking. Because let's be real, Bad Boy wasn't just a label, it was a whole lifestyle. And for some folks in the circle, the lifestyle was the currency. Word on the street is Sean didn't just offer French a check, he offered him the full VIP pass. The parties, the women, the after hours madness, and those hush hush, if you play nice, you get blessed situations that only the inner circle got invited to. And fans been giving French the side eye ever since. Why? Because even he admitted he took less cash up front than what Ross or Jay-Z's camps were putting on the table. That's already suspicious. And two, every time French was seen stumbling out of one of those wild weekend villas looking like he hadn't slept in days, yeah, social media always clocked it. Receipts started piling up, photos, videos, dated from 2016 to 2019. And French, let's just say he wasn't looking his best. The timing almost always matched up with those wild weekends Sean was hosting and celebrating him. Coincidence? That's what some believed, until 2024 hit and the floodgates opened. After Sean got arrested, producers and ex-associates started talking, and it got real dark. One producer even claimed he got blackballed just for turning down an invite to one of those infamous gatherings. So now, when folks look back at French's sudden rise, the streets started asking, oh, so that's how you moved up so quick. Is there a paper trail with French's name stamped on it? Nah, but the tea is piping, the stories are stacking, and the pattern is looking real familiar.
Can I tell you what I actually learned? Yeah. A friend of mine is an air hostess, and her friend was on a flight with her, and her friend was eating like a very specific diet. So apparently the thing is, it's actually a control thing. I don't know if I can speak about sheikhs.
No, speak.
So these guys actually pay these women to hold a strict diet.
Let's not act like folks forgot the Ciroc French vanilla situation. Sean straight up gave French his own custom flavor the day after they were allegedly hanging out all night. Then you got that now viral birthday clip. Sean in a robe, French shirtless, both of them looking a little too comfortable, eyes low, energy off. And French, he said it himself. He wanted that big industry bag, and Puff was the only one who handed it over. To the public, it looked like just another label signing, but to folks really paying attention, it looked more like a man trading something personal for a career come up. And that's exactly why so many people are saying French is running the same playbook in Dubai. Once you've shown you'll give up your pride for a seat at the table, folks assume you'll do it again, just for more cash and a shinier throne. Now here's where things really start spiraling. Mid-2024, French pops out at Paris Fashion Week. But he ain't just there to flex a new designer fit. He's allegedly showing off a fiancé. And not just any fiancé, Chiara, a real princess linked to one of Dubai's most powerful ruling families. Baby, this ain't no regular Bronx love story. This is full-blown international chess. See, the timing's too slick to ignore. While the feds were stacking folders taller than a skyscraper on Sean, freak tapes, trafficking talk, shady money trails, anyone close to him was getting iced out or interrogated. Artists, assistants, producers, even random party guests were being questioned and subpoenaed. And French, he dipped. No press conference, no drama, just appears arm in arm with royalty, like he's starting a brand new chapter. French Montana wasn't just some industry buddy. He was basically Sean's shadow for years. We're talking matching jets, birthday getaways, endless champagne promos, and cosigns on cosigns. Wherever Sean popped up, French was usually not far behind. So when the investigation started heating up and prosecutors were looking to lock things down tight, French's name was definitely one that had to be floating in the mix.
For like 2 weeks, so that they can know that they are in complete control of what that woman is putting into her body, and the girl is shit on them.
Wow.
So the girls aren't even getting shit on, the girls are shit on these guys, because then the guys feel like it's sick, like it's a control thing. So then they know, like, oh, you listened to me for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's probably their kink, that girls actually listen to them.
No 2-minute noodles.
So what does French do? He doesn't just lay low. He vanishes and reappears linked to one of the richest families in the entire Middle East. Reports say the Shaka's family is sitting on over $18 billion. That's not rap money, that's oil empire status. That's we buy yachts for breakfast type wealth. And when you marry into that, you don't just get the cash, you get the power, the protection, and a whole new identity. Now, French ain't just chilling in a penthouse. He's got ties to a place where outside law enforcement can't just come snooping through files or knocking on doors. Dubai keeps its business tight. And according to the streets, this ain't about love, it's about survival. People are raising eyebrows at how fast this engagement came together, how the exact timing synced up with the pressure building back home, and how suddenly French is spending more time in the UAE than anywhere near New York or LA. To fans, it might look like a whirlwind fairy tale. Rich princess, flashy diamonds, royal wedding vibes. But to critics, it's looking like a high-level exit strategy wrapped in Cartier rings, silk robes, and carefully staged paparazzi shots. Let's talk about the optics. Every time French drops a new flick with his princess, he's looking extra polished. Suits crisp, beard lined, whole vibe switched up. It's giving rebirth. But go check the comments. They stay messy. People are saying stuff like, boy, you swapped out Sean for Dubai. Or even worse, hope them sheiks don't treat you the same way Puff did. And that's where things get real uncomfortable. Cause here's the twist. French thinks he leveled up by fleeing to Dubai. But the people who really know how power moves out there, they're saying he might not have escaped the fire. He just walked into a much hotter one. Now here's the part French probably don't want to hear. Running from Uncle Sam to the UAE doesn't always equal freedom. In some cases, it means you just signed a whole new contract, and this one might come with even tighter strings. Dubai might be all Lambo, skyline shots, and tigers chilling on yachts on the gram, but the stories behind the scenes been ugly for years. Influencers go out there chasing that no-tax fantasy life and come back quiet as ever until they start whispering about palace parties where the guests weren't treated like people, but props, allegedly. And that ain't just women, men too. The harsh reality is some royals don't see outsiders as equals. They see them as entertainment. And if you enter that world without power, without leverage, you don't call no shots. They do. Now, line it all up. French Montana, a rap star with money, but not oil empire money, standing next to Sheikha Mara, daughter of one of the most powerful rulers in the modern world. Her family sitting on $18 billion, and that's just what's public. French ain't the boss in this scenario. He's the accessory, the ornament, the outsider with just enough clout to make the photo op sparkle, but not enough power to walk away when things get real. French Montana might be famous, sure, but let's keep it real. He's pretty and popular, not powerful. He brings shine, not pull, and that's exactly why folks are side-eyeing this whole Dubai move. Because if the royals ever decide he's just another pretty face for the cameras, he ain't got the clout to push back. Online, people are already saying it. This don't look like a man running from Sean. It looks like he upgraded to new handlers, just with bigger palaces and a fancier backdrop. Instead of freaky parties in Miami, it's now candlelit dinners in private Dubai villas. But the game might be the same, just with new players who got way more power. And let's not act like this family French just linked up with is low-key. They've been under major global scrutiny. Need a refresher. In 2024, Sheikha Mara went viral for her royal divorce bomb. She dropped 3 words, "I divorce you," and shook royal circles to their core. Public defiance like that, unheard of in those elite families. Respect to her, yes. But also, proof that things inside them palaces get real messy, and it doesn't stop there. Her relatives? Princess Latifah tried to escape and got snatched back. Then there's Princess Shamsa, who was allegedly abducted, all tied back to the same man, the absolute ruler of Dubai. That's French's new father-in-law. Suddenly, this fairy tale don't look so magical. When power that heavy turns on you, freedom ain't guaranteed. That's why people online are calling this his $7 billion escape plan. Makes total sense now. Marry into insane wealth. Get protected by royalty. Lock in residency where U.S. investigators can't just pull up with subpoenas. On paper, it's genius. But socially, who? The deja vu is loud. For years, people clowned French as Sean's golden boy. The shirtless dinners, the birthday serenades, the Ciroc flavors with his name on them. Habibis, the irony stings. Hip-hop sold us the dream of French Montana as the ultimate underdog. Moroccan roots, Bronx hustle, Coke boy survivor. But Dubai royalty, they don't play like Bad Boy records. You don't get to outshine them, you don't embarrass them, and you definitely don't stick around once your purpose runs dry. If even a drop of those whispers is real, then French didn't break free from a velvet leash. He just upgraded to a golden cage. Yeah, he bounced from the heat in the US, but in Dubai, baby, he might have sat his own self right on top of the stove. Now here's the real gag in all this madness. The loudest voice dragging French right now is 50 Cent. Sit on that for a minute. What if Fifth ain't just trolling for clout? What if he's actually trying to warn him? Because 50 got that big brother energy, you know, the one who roasts you in front of the squad, but still makes sure you eat. He'd been clowning French for years, calling him washed up, saying he's just a leftover from Sean's circle. But maybe, just maybe, he sees something deeper. Maybe he sees French walking into a trap that don't got chains, but still smells like captivity. One of them velvet cages folks always whisper about when they talk Dubai. But here's the flip. What if it ain't a trap to French at all? We're over here like, dang bro, you sold your soul just to stay safe. But what if this was always the plan? See, not everybody's chasing freedom. Some folks out here chasing comfort, protection, and legacy. French Montana might not feel like a prisoner in some marble palace. He might see himself as the chosen one, the kid from the Bronx, who went from slanging mixtapes to locking down gold-plated safety with royal perks. We might look at his situation and see a trap. But French, he might see it as paradise, with air conditioning, private chefs, and a driver on speed dial. And that's exactly why 50's jabs hit so hard, because deep down, they ain't just jokes. They're laced with truth. 50 Cent built his empire off independence. He owned his name, controlled his brand, and flipped street hustle into boardroom dominance. He earned respect by not depending on anyone. But French, he might have flipped survival into servitude. And that's the real debate. Who's really winning here? Is it the man still out here battling for credibility in a rap game that chews people up and spits them out? Or is it the man laid back in a palace, untouchable, scandal-proof, and sitting pretty behind, $7 billion worth of royal insurance? It's messy, it's ironic, and it's the twisted reality French lives in now. To us, he might look like someone else's possession. But to him, he might feel like he finally became royalty. And maybe, just maybe, that was the real goal all along. So while 50 Cent might keep dragging him online, French Montana could be in Dubai, grinning ear to ear, thinking, this was always checkmate. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tap back in to see what's popping off next in the wild world of fame, power, and everything in between. We're keeping our hood radar locked on all the drama you won't see on TV.